Hello, my name is Mark Pingal, and this is my midterm critical review critique for APS 1012 2018 fall semester. Before I get into the review of my paper, I just wanted to go over a little bit about how I laid out my critical review. As I said before, I think the best way to evaluate someone's knowledge is to see to what level one can apply it. And also when going over this review, I wanted to present where I'm coming from and what I hope to achieve by taking this course. And that's why in the introduction I laid out that my guiding compass for taking this course is really to explore what is innovation and what do I need to do in order to achieve transformational change. I talk a little bit about my background and why I'm even taking this course, which I think is important to lay out, and then I talk a little bit about what I think I've learned through taking this course, and then finally I summarize where my application of theory comes in. So now I will evaluate this paper based on the rubric that has been provided in the course outline. For the first section of the rubric, the problem / issue or topic, I gave myself a 4 for the identification section. As I mentioned previously, I set the stage for how I was approaching this course, especially the first 6 modules, what I hope to gain from the learning. I think this was laid out very well in the introduction, and it makes it clear as to how I will evaluate the rest of the course. It also makes it clear that my critique will be based upon my ability to apply what I've learned, which I think is a very logical extension of what I would learn. The next part is on the assumptions, and I think I gave myself a 3 on this one. And the reason is just because I don't believe I went as clear as to what some of my assumptions were, and in providing enough other outside sources to present in this paper. So in future critiques, I think I will try to bring other relevant context into presenting on a position on this topic. Next part in the rubric deals with the analysis of the problem and the issue at hand. For the first part, method, I gave myself a 4 because I believe I've used appropriate method in analyzing my position on the material presented here. As I said before, I spoke about what I've summarized information, and I've also stated how I think I could apply it to my own situation in my own career. In the next part on alternate points of view, I gave myself a 3. It's similar to what was I mentioned before. I don't believe I took enough of a position on other points of view on this topic. However, I did kind of paint the picture of most of what I thought that I was seeing in those first 6 modules. Next section C, credibility of resources. I gave myself a 2 on this one. Again, the reason is I only referred to one resource in my essay. However, I do believe this was a more credible resource for me personally, as it did lay out a lot of the basic information of what innovation is. Next critique that I do, I will make sure that I try to refer to more than one resource. The problem solution. I've given myself an evaluation on the limitations of a 3. That I have given some attention to the limitations of my critique. I spoke a little bit about some of the things that I would like to try and learn more of in the future, especially of my ability to apply and innovation into my own workplace, as that is my real driver for taking this course in the first place. I even talk about some of the things that I do at work, where we have an annual ideas submission process, and how I would like to see improvement in my own workplace for that. So I think that also leads into the next category of integration. I think the ideas were integrated well and into a coherent argument and solution in this paper. As I mentioned before, I really want the knowledge that I gained through this course to be applicable to my career and my workplace. And I think by presenting what I think I've already learned and what I hope to learn in the next 6 modules, I've presented before you a very well integrated argument and solution. The conclusion that I also talk about here just reflects on what I will hope to learn in the next modules, and also I even critique how I believe my paper is at this moment. I would like to have a better and more clear understanding of what innovation is, with the different methods that they can be achieved in, and especially focus on transformational change. That is probably one of the biggest takeaways I have from the first 6 modules. Transformational change is what drives innovation, and transformational change is your ability to lead. And so really this is a leadership course more than anything. I think my ability to come to that conclusion deserves a level 4 evaluation on that part of the paper. My evaluation for the last section of the rubric, creativity, will be as follows. First, on the creativity front, I believe I deserve a level 3 evaluation in providing new insights on the topic. As I mentioned before, and throughout my critique on this, my focus has been on my ability to apply my knowledge. I don't believe this is unique. I believe a lot of other people probably have been taking this approach. However, I think in just keeping that front and center throughout the paper, I've shown a little bit of creativity in writing this paper. The last section on communication and adaptation also deserves a 3. I believe the tone of this paper was more in the first person. It had a lot of references to I, and that, which I think is what was meant to be as a critique, being my first time actually doing a critique of this nature. So I believe I've incorporated new directions and approaches to this assignment, and I think just having more of an active voice in the way I communicated and wrote this paper might be some of the things that could bring me over to a level 4 on the next one. So overall, I think my overall assessment on this entire paper, somewhere between level 3 and level 4, is both in my comprehension of the material presented in this first 6 modules, and also in how I think I can extend it beyond. I look forward to the next 6 modules in order to learn more about the transformational change and how I can apply this to my own situation, and I especially look forward to what I will gain as I work more towards my group project, which I think will also be a good opportunity to learn more in transformational change. And thus it concludes my critique of my paper. This is Mark Pingel signing off.